country, the country that you have so much disdain for that allows you the right to speak your mind. It also protects my right to shred you for it.
That's Tomi Lahren.
Okay, I'm just going to cut this off real quick to give a disclaimer. Guys, I'm not a huge fan of Tomi Lahren. If I'm being honest, I think she's too aggressive and comes off as way too extreme, so no one really takes her seriously. She is, however, passionate, attractive, and what I would consider to be a strong woman. I also appreciate her bravery when it comes to things like her personal views, as she was fired for stating that she's pro-choice. Which, by the way, shame on the Blaze. Firing a fellow conservative for having one view that does not align with the party? That's such a low and liberal thing to do. Anyways, that's old stuff. I also haven't responded to a news company in a long-ass time, so I can practically smell the copyright and demonetization. And the term news company is to be taken very lightly, as this is by Now This.
That's Tomi Lahren. Lahren is the physical embodiment of an angry YouTube comment. She's an outspoken right-wing firebrand, Trump superfan, and millennial.
I would just like to point out that the easiest way to manipulate your audience is phrasing.
Phrasing?
This is the same company that pretends to love, support, and encourage women to be strong and think for themselves, because women can do anything or some shit. But listen to how they paint Tomi's image. Superfan, in particular, implying that she's a mindless idiot Trump Barbie. Because they're okay with belittling women so long as they deem her unintelligent simply for her political views.
She was made famous by screeching aggressive red meat rants against Colin Kaepernick and likening the Black Lives Matter movement to the KKK.
What did the KKK do?
That is not, look, we'll go around in circles. Did you say, what did the KKK do?
No, what did they do? When you're saying, listen.
I love how they always conveniently cut her off before she has the chance to explain. They never bother to show you the whole clip.
Tomi Lahren was born to military and ranching families in Rapid City, South Dakota. She had a 4.0 GPA throughout her time at Central High School, where she was student body president. She cut her television teeth doing the school announcements with her cousin. During high school, she also gained experience in cheating.
Cheating? Oh wow, that sounds really serious. What did she do? Plagiarize a paper? Sneak notes into a test? Copy someone's exam? What was it?
I've had a lot of great opportunities that I have seized, but don't for one second think that I didn't work my butt off to get where I am.
According to fellow high school classmates, Tomi frequently parked in the liaison officer spot because it was closer to campus. When she was caught by the officer, she complained that student council members deserved their own spots. This made its way to the school's principal, who ended up agreeing with Tomi. Parking signs for the student council president and vice president went up, and soon after, the liaison officer quit.
Okay, so either they left something out or they have no idea what cheating is. In what way is this cheating? Let's address these accusations. First of all, this information was given to them by random people online who claim they knew her. Here's the post. Whether this is true or not is up to the reader, but for the sake of the argument, let's pretend like this did happen. How is this bad? Yes, it does come off a bit entitled, but that's the millennial in her. To me, it sounds like she felt like she deserved something, and argued and debated and worked for it until she got it. That's not entitlement to me. I think that's impressive and skillful. She just pulled a share.
Lahren hosted the university's political panel show called The Scramble, where she spoke about extremely important issues.
In keeping with semantics, we'll discuss the very recent campaign to ban the word bossy from popular language.
You know what's funny about this? The fact that Tomi is very much not a fan of feminism and is against the campaign that you pretended like she supported. This whole bullshit started with Beyonce as a way to control women, to which conservatives made fun of. I'd also just like to remind you that this was a school organization, which to my understanding limits a lot of what you can and can't discuss. All the women on this panel thought the idea was hilarious and just poked fun at it. I'll leave the link in the description if you wanted to watch it, because the Now This team clearly didn't.
At OANN, Tomi made a name for herself going viral with this.
I care that this SOB killed 4 of our United States Marines, and I care that our Commander-in-Chief is more concerned with Muslim sensitivity than the honor and sacrifice made by these Marines.
In the segment, which critics have described as Islamophobia poorly disguised as patriotism, Tomi criticized Obama's response to the 2015 Chattanooga, Tennessee shootings, where 4 Marines and a Navy service member were killed.
No, it's where U.S. soldiers were murdered in an Islamic terrorist attack. Don't pretend like she's demonizing Islam for no reason.
She urged Obama to bomb the Middle East.
Show them what a B-1 bomber looks like flying overhead. Show them what they're messing with. Put the fear of God in their desert.
I mean, she was on track, seeing as Obama isn't exactly shy when it comes to bombing the Middle East.
Lahren finally had enough experience to take her talents to the place she was rejected from out of college, The Blaze. Lahren moved to Dallas and hosted her own show on the network, where she continued stirring things up.
Bloodiest war in the United States history was over what was right, and it was largely white people fighting it. In fact, it was white Southern Democrats who fought for, not against, slavery.
Once again, though, tell me where she's wrong. Correct her. You're using this clip to make her look like a dumb extremist, so explain what's historically inaccurate about her previous statement. Well, they follow up with this.
Lahren apparently thinks Democrats today subscribe to the same platform they did over 150 years ago. With that mindset, she seemingly believes Democrats are still the party advocating against immigration and for white supremacy, the KKK, and not giving black people a voice.
No, it was more so that she was fed up with zombies demonizing everything conservatives do, when in reality it was always the left that had racist tendencies. I wasn't able to find the full video where she said this, but I found another part where she addresses Colin Kaepernick in what I would consider to be a very logical manner.
The lackluster quarterback who decided to disrespect every proud service member by taking a knee for the national anthem? Well, he's had a sudden change of heart. He will now stand for the anthem in the coming season. Wow, I wonder why. Does Colin suddenly have the decency to show a little respect to a country that has blessed him with so much? Does Colin finally understand that he is in fact not oppressed? Is Colin tired of playing the victim card or encouraging others to do the same? Did he come to the shocking realization that taking out his perceived oppression on the enduring symbols of freedom and patriotism was not only disrespectful but also stupid? Does Colin suddenly realize what that flag means to the men and women who have fought for it or come home in a casket underneath it? No, none of that. According to Mr. Crybaby Kaepernick, he will now stand for the anthem because significant progress has been made on the issues that compelled him to begin his protest in the first place. He also takes credit for that significant progress. Interesting, but I call BS. So what is it now? Why stand now? I've got questions, Colin. You didn't kneel for most of your career when you had one. But then when you had nothing to lose and wanted attention, you decided life was unfair. But now that you have something to lose again, life is fair and better for black people because of you? Wow, that's some web you're spinning, buddy.
Coincidentally, in addition to Hillary Clinton, she loves attacking races she allegedly can't see.
I mean, if you're gonna claim racism, maybe don't include Hillary Clinton in the same sentence, given her extremely racist past.
It's worth noting that in a recent poll, 95% of defensive players interviewed said they believe Kaepernick deserves a roster spot. When Trevor Noah pressed Lahren on the issue of protests and how to best go about it since she hasn't been okay with any form of it, she failed to answer the question 3 times.
I asked you one question, and that is, how should a black person bring up their grievances? That's all I ask, how? If that's not the right way, if marching isn't the right way, what is the right way?
I would like him to further explain what he's talking about when he's discussing the black oppression in this country.
Which he has.
Also, is it against police? Is it against the government?
Not only can Lahren not see color, maybe she also can't hear what marginalized groups of people are saying? Because if she could, she'd know Kaepernick answered her questions months before she asked it.
And they got me. This is the one point I agree on. He did answer why he's doing it, and he said it was because of police brutality.
There is police brutality. People of color have been targeted by police. So that's a large part of it, and they're government officials.
But perhaps it doesn't come as a shock that someone who takes hundreds of hits to the head a year probably isn't the smartest. The whole debate of police brutality in terms of color has been debated over and over again. There is no statistics to prove that black individuals are targeted more. It's the opposite, in fact.
Trump tweeted, "Everybody is with Tomi Lahren, a truly outstanding and respected young woman, at Fox and Friends." Through Lahren's carefully constructed rants, she believes she played a role in crafting our current world. I believe that through my final thoughts, I had a big impact on the results of the election.
Well, I know you're trying to make her sound arrogant, but let's dissect this. We live in a world where educating yourself on a topic can be done in 10 minutes. We want quick and easy answers, especially with things like politics. So instead of going to a library or looking online for days, most people will turn on a news channel or watch a quick YouTube video on said topic. Tomi has a very large audience and speaks about politics daily, so I'm sure, without a doubt, that she did influence some people's opinions. Even I've gotten messages from people claiming that I've red-pilled or enlightened them in some way, and my channel is small as hell. That's just how the internet works. It goes both ways, and there's nothing wrong with that.
From LA, God bless, and take care.